what I did was I was like, jeez. I've been trying this out for like a week now to see if like I'm crazy or if this actually does work. Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to go over the Marc Jacobs Shameless foundation. Now if you guys remember in another video I was going over my empties and what I was trying to depot my project pan, and I mentioned that the Shameless foundation was one of the foundations I was trying to finish, and it was going to it is expired now, but with trying to use this more often, I have found a way that I really like to use this foundation, and I wanted to share it with you guys because I feel like the other ways that I've tried to use this foundation, it has just like not looked the best, or it's just kind of like meh. So I'm gonna show you guys how I get my Shameless foundation to look the best that it possibly can. So I'm first gonna take the Good Molecules silicone free priming moisturizer, and I'm just gonna show you guys what it normally looks like on my skin, and then I'm gonna show you guys what I can get it to look like. So I'm just gonna prime my skin. I did wash my face earlier this morning, but do you guys remember when this foundation first came out? I feel like it was so hyped up when it first came out, and I feel like a lot of people had some negative experiences with it. Didn't really live up to like the hype of it all. So I want to know if you guys ever tried this foundation, or do you have this foundation? Is it just laying around? All right, I'm gonna zoom you guys in just a bit so you guys get a good look at what it looks like on my face. So you do have to shake it up. I'm just gonna take a little bit just on the back of my hand, there, and I have the shade Y110. And I'm gonna take my favorite foundation brush, and I'm just gonna pick up a little bit, and just gonna put it on my face. And this shade is a little light for me, but you guys can kind of get the idea. I have been trying to use it. It's probably the best time to use it since we're all quarantined. All right, so that is blended in with a brush. You can see it doesn't sit that well on my pores. It is looking a little weird around my nose. It's streaky. The best it looks is on where I don't have a lot of pores and texture. Even on my chin, it's not the best looking foundation. And if I do put too much on with a brush, it does tend to ball up on my face. So now we're gonna take a beauty sponge, and I'm gonna do the same thing on the other side, show you guys what it looks like. And again, there's not a lot of coverage either way. See, that didn't even cover up that little pimple. So it does look better with a sponge, but it definitely shears out the product. Doesn't have a lot of coverage, and I tend to just sit here and try and build it up with the sponge. So now I'm just gonna take this all off. Gonna reprime my face. What I did was I was like, jeez. So I was just going about my day, you know, getting ready to film and stuff, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, oh, I gotta use this foundation up. So I put a pretty hefty amount on the back of my hand, and I was looking at it and I was like, I'm just gonna smack it on my face. So that's pretty much what I did, and I've been trying this out for like a week now to see if like I'm crazy or if this actually does work, and it actually does work. So what I do is I kind of mix it, and this is gonna look really crazy, put it all over my face. It gets really messy. I don't like using foundation with my hands, so I basically just put it on like I would put on like a moisturizer. And then the trick to this is to let it sit. Let it kind of sit there, do its thing. I know I look insane. I don't know. Is there strange things that you do in your beauty routine that it's like, you get to like this step and you're like, I hope no one walks in on me right now? What actually happened was, putting my makeup on, and y'all know Cash, my little puppy, got into something, so I had to go and tend to that. And then I came back and I went to go blend it after it set. So I'm gonna let this sit for like a minute or two until it starts to get a little sticky and it's not as creamy. My hands are rinsed and it's time to blend this in. Then I take a damp beauty blender sponge and I just go through the whole thing and blend in all of like the edges, any kind of weird marks that were left. Get it into my hairline a little bit more. Y'all are gonna be blown away. I was so blown away that this actually worked. I was like, what the heck? Is this real? All right, and then once I got it all blended out with the bottom of my beauty blender, I go onto the side and I just pick up any leftover product and really like soak it in so I don't have like a ton of it sitting on my face. Now I'm gonna zoom you guys in and you guys can see it is like pretty medium coverage, not sheer. Covered up this pimple a lot more. It's not sitting weird in my pores. It still looks like dewy and kind of skin-like. Do you see what I mean? I think this is insane. Like, look at this. I turned this like sheer coverage foundation into like a pretty medium coverage foundation. And then I'm just gonna put concealer over top. This is the Hourglass concealer. I'm just gonna do just a couple little dollops. This is like one of the only concealers that is light enough to go along with this. After I'm done blending out my concealer, I kind of just go over like the tip of my nose, anywhere that needs just like a hint of extra coverage. And look at this, guys. That's freaking crazy. All right, I'm gonna do the rest of my face makeup and I'll show you guys one last look of this foundation. All right, so I did the rest of my makeup. This is from another video. I don't know which one of these videos is going up first, but this is part of my 3 looks with the new Anastasia Norvina eyeliners. So if you want to check this tutorial out, it'll be in that video. But I do want to show you guys how my foundation turned out. Even with a black smoky eye, it looks pretty good. It does crease on my forehead lines and my smile lines, but overall, like, this foundation looks bomb. And I never really liked it. And now that it's like expired, the sunscreen doesn't really work. I'm trying to use it up, but then again, I'm like, I feel like I just like fell in love with this foundation. Look how good this foundation looks. Is that not ridiculous? All right, so that's my quick little tip on the Marc Jacobs Shameless foundation. If you guys have any foundation tips with stubborn foundation, that you have a certain thing that you try out and it typically works, let me know in the comments down below. I'd love to try some quick little foundation tips and tricks, or concealer, anything you might want to share. Let me know if you've ever had a foundation that was really hyped about and then you tried it and you're like, what? What is this on my face? But I've been really liking how this foundation looks using this method, I guess you could say. But if you want to watch some more foundation videos, I did try out the Guerlain foundation. I was super orange in that video, but I absolutely love how everything turned out other than looking like an Oompa Loompa. So if you want to check out that video, it'll be right over here for you guys. This video will be suggested to you by YouTube and my face will be right here where you click on it and subscribe to my channel.